Hey everyone, Ray Games here. In this video, I'll go over 5 things that map creators should do when making maps. But before we start, remember to like and subscribe for more. I'm trying to grow out my YouTube channel, so it would be really appreciated. Anyways though, onto the video. Number 5, plan ahead. When making a map, be sure that you create it in a way that makes it easier to update. It doesn't matter if you're using add-ons or just command blocks, accurately labeling and sorting things to make them readable and easily changeable will help with creating or updating your map in the future. It's also just a good habit to have when working on more complex projects. Number 4. Experiment. When trying to make your map unique, experimenting with the mechanics can help it stand out against others. No one wants to play a boring map, so don't make one. Whether it's a good story, fun gameplay, or just a really cool concept, try to find something that will make your map different from others. Be willing to try out new things and go with what's fun to play over what's something someone else has already made. Number 3. Attempt to do something new. People don't get better by doing the same thing over and over again. When making a map, try to make something that you haven't done before. If you've only ever used command blocks, then try to learn how to use behavior packs. And if you've only made one type of map before, like only ever making adventure or PvP maps, attempt to make something different. It's always good to attempt to do something new. A good map creator should be able to make more than just one type of map, and the skills you acquire when learning to do something different can help with making better maps in the future. Number 2, don't try to do everything all at once. I know that I just said that trying to do new things is good, but you shouldn't try to do too much stuff. Not every map needs to be a buffet of game modes and things to do. Sometimes it's just better to stick with one core concept or idea and do it well. Take my map, Raid Arena, for example. Raid Arena does have 4 game modes to play, however, they're not all equal. The quick match mode is just a modified version of classic, team deathmatch is mainly just a side mode that I decided to keep, and my new game mode, Knights vs. the Living Dead, is really just a prototype for my next map. The only game mode that I truly took the time to develop and balance is the classic mode, and that's because it's the game mode that most resembles the core idea of my map. It's nice to have game modes, sure, but most players do not come back to a map because of the variety of modes. They come back because they had a specific experience that they want to replicate. You want players to have a good experience with a map, and having 1 or 2 core game modes will help tremendously with that. You're not trying to be a server, nor do most people have the time or ability to make many really good core game modes. So just having a few is better than having a bunch of underdeveloped ideas in one map. Number 1, be willing to let go of a project. Now this is a very important one. If you want to get better at making maps, you have to be willing to let go of old projects. I developed Raid Arena for over 2 years, and I don't regret spending that much time on it. I really like how the map came out. But I likely would have been better by now at making maps if I just simply moved on to something new sooner. As I became better and better at using add-ons and commands, I had to spend a lot of time and resources on remaking and redesigning outdated systems that Raid Arena used. I actually had to completely rebuild everything from scratch twice for Raid Arena in order for it to be as good as it is today. And even then, Raid Arena still has annoying bugs and glitches after all that. It is by no means a perfect map. If I simply moved on sooner, I would not have to spend as much time fixing my own mistakes. Sure, Raid Arena wouldn't have been as good, but I would have been able to make much better maps by now instead. My point is that sometimes you just outgrow a project, and it's better to start something new than to improve and remake a project over and over again. I'm not saying that you should never update your maps, but if you're spending more time fixing than adding onto a project, maybe you should just move on. And that's everything. Thank you for making it to the end. I know I'm not the best at making YouTube videos yet, so I'm glad you watched this one. And remember, whether it's your first time making maps or you've made them for years, make sure that you're having fun. What's most important is that you enjoy what you're doing. Anyways though, that's the end of this video. Bye!